So I got fired from GameStop for TikTok.
So I got fired today.
How are you guys able to record content while you're at work?
It is 2026, and I don't know how people can still act shocked, confused, or just disrespected when they get fired for shooting TikToks on the clock. You're not unlucky, you're not being targeted, you are breaking the rules when you decide to whip out that phone and record something for social media clout. It's not just a couple people. There are thousands of videos uploaded every day of people who set themselves up to get fired just for shooting TikToks. So I'm bringing you 3 clips to show you just how absurd this is. And let me know down in the comments if any of this surprises you or if it's really stuff that you and I have seen before.
So I got fired from GameStop for TikTok. For my TikTok. Yeah, my DM came, set up his computer, and was like, "Hey, can you come in the back?" I'm just like, do you do anything at work? I'm like, I make TikToks. She's like, oh, blah 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 blah. I'll get to this in a second. Basically, don't be scared, but you're fired. Basically, they didn't like that I was disparaging certain products, like calling things stupid. They didn't like that I was making fun of certain customers, and they didn't like that I showed the safe in one video a bit back with stickers. Apparently that's a safety hazard.
This is where people like her completely lose any kind of sympathy from me because she knows exactly why she got fired. It's not for being creative. It's not because they don't like her. She was basically disparaging the company's products, which is a big no-no. She was insulting their customer base. And if you know anything about gamers, they are a very, very loyal bunch. But if you start shitting on them and insulting them, they will flip on you. And GameStop is not about to allow for that. And the last thing that she did is the most egregious of all. She was showing the safe. Maybe it's the exterior, maybe she wasn't showing the code, but either way, you are showing sensitive information to the masses. Once you are an employee of a company and you are showcasing parts of that company while in uniform and on the clock, you're not doing it as an individual. You're doing it as a representative of the company. And when you represent them in a negative way or you put them at risk, bye-bye, they're going to let you go because you punched your ticket out of there. And this isn't even the worst example. Check out this next one.
So I got fired today from my job, literally. And I feel like, I ain't gonna lie, I did cry. The only reason why I honestly feel like I'm not so upset about it is because I literally got fired for being on social media. I love being on social media. Like, I love making content. Like, that's something that I love doing. And so I'd rather be fired for something that, is meaningful than like getting fired over something, whatever. But, and honestly, I'm taking it as a sign. I feel like what bigger sign could God give me that I need to take social media more serious than getting me fired, like making me lose my job? Like,
yeah, this is where things are starting to get rather twisted with how she's taking all this. The consequences that she's going through is definitely not a sign from the universe that she needs to double down on that whole content creation journey of hers. She potentially needs to find a new job and do everything she can to not get fired from that job. It's not supposed to make you double down and call it a sign from the universe because not everybody is receiving a sign that they're on the right path towards their hopes, dreams, and big success. That's not how reality works. This next clip is where things get a bit more real because this perspective is a bit different than the other ones that we've seen.
Okay, to all my healthcare workers out there, quick question. How are you guys able to record content while you're at work? I feel like I see so many nurses recording, drawing up meds. They're recording while they're in the supply room, in empty patient rooms. And I'm just like, how? I feel like if I did that, I would get fired so quickly. It's not even funny. And plus, how do y'all have time during your shift to do these work vlogs and record?
I wanted to include this one because it points out an insider perspective about this behavior. We've seen clips from the person who got fired This is a perspective of someone who works in an industry where people are rampantly recording themselves, and she's calling out the behavior from a point of, how can you keep doing this when we're supposed to be busy? We have certain standards of patient care, yet you're still able to do this on the side while at work and get away with it until you don't. It's not saying that you are jealous or you're trying to snitch. She's just calling out the fact that certain behaviors cross those standards for that job. And just because you are doing it for social media, it doesn't erase the fact that that standard is still there. You're doing it all at a risk. You're risking your job, and that means you're risking your ability to provide for yourself. And if you ask me, that risk doesn't seem worth it. Does it to you? I'm not out here to hate on creators because I'm one myself. I'm simply calling out that you have to understand that there are consequences for the choices that you make. If you want to make content, by all means, go ahead and do it. Just keep the content creation separate from your job until your job becomes content creation. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. Put your comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one.